OK, lots of questions, but let's start off with a really sort of straightforward one. Irish business. What is the view in Ireland? What is the view in the business community? What is the view inside Ryanair about how the situation changed, if at all, last week?
It's changed, and it's changed quite quickly. I think in the course of a week we've gone from it being a hard Brexit, focusing on immigration, to what now the narrative being this is going to be a softer Brexit with a focus more about the economy. That's a good thing. A soft Brexit, people in Ireland, people in business would support. I think it's clear that the people in the UK, nearly a year after the referendum, now clearly prefer a soft Brexit than a hard Brexit. That's clearly the result of this outcome. I think probably if you reran the referendum today, you may even get a Remain vote. But I think people are thinking twice. People are thinking, I want to protect the economy, I want to protect jobs. Business is saying to all UK politicians, you've kind of ignored us for the past 18 months. You should listen to business and put the economy and jobs at the centre of a softer Brexit rather than a hard Brexit, which was about immigration.
Is the business community, is there a view on the DUP? Is that in the rearview mirror? Is the DUP seen as being an issue, something that could present a problem further down the road, or do you think Ireland is comfortable with the arrangement?
I think if you have an unstable government, and if this is a weak coalition of sorts, that's never a good thing. So I think everyone will say, look, you want certainty, you want strong government. From an Irish point of view, from an Irish business point of view, look, the DUP want a soft border in Northern Ireland. That's a good thing. The DUP are also in favour of a softer version of Brexit. So I would welcome those two things. And I would say everyone in Ireland, you know, whether it be the DUP or Sinn Féin, two parties that were considered quite hardline.
Yep.
I think now time has moved on, and what we want is certainty. We just want stable government here and a version of softer Brexit. Now, softer Brexit from an airline point of view doesn't guarantee the continuation of Open Skies, because Open Skies is governed by the European Court of Justice, and that still remains the biggest issue that we're calling on the new government to say, please give us a solution to Open Skies. We want to continue to grow here. We want to continue to do business and operate the way we operate today, but you need to give us a new version of a bilateral. Absolutely start the talks next Monday and put connectivity between the UK and Europe at the top of that agenda so we get a solution to Open Skies, ideally this side of Christmas or early in the new year, so that we don't have to continue to reduce our plans in the UK.
The Ryanair strategy thus far seems to have been, we will downgrade the UK in terms of the investment opportunities that exist, in terms of where we're going to put our money and where we're going to put our aircraft and where we're going to put our people. Is it quick to reverse? Say that the UK did adopt a easier stance when it comes to its exit from the EU. How quickly would you turn back to reinvesting in the UK were that to happen?
Oh, I mean, you can take... Last year we grew at over 15% in the UK, and this year we've reduced that growth rate to 6% because of the uncertainty. We can quickly reverse that. One of the great things about our industry is that our assets, i.e. our aircraft, are pretty movable. So if we see a softening, if we see the continuation of Open Skies, you could expect that we would absolutely be in a position where we would want to continue to grow, which is what we want to do in the UK. So I think you'll see us and other airlines respond in that way.
Kenny, I wonder if there's any talk among corporate leaders that there may not be a Brexit. Is there any possibility, you think, for no Brexit, a reversal?
Matt, I think there's some possibility. I think it's clear that Europe is extending an olive branch of sorts to say, look, if you change your mind, we'll just go back to where we were. So I think that is a possibility. I think it's probably unlikely. I think what looks most likely now, as I said, is that version of soft Brexit, which puts the economy and jobs at its centre and not immigration. I think it's going to be what type of soft Brexit we're looking at.
Are you actively lobbying for that? I mean, you, maybe together with other business leaders, telling people in government we want to have a much softer Brexit?
Yeah, we have been very, very vocal about this. I think, and it's not just about a soft Brexit. From our point of view, we want Open Skies. You can have a soft Brexit but not have Open Skies continue. So what we will continue to do is push the government to please hurry up and get on with it. You even have the French saying to the British government, can we please get going? And it's quite rare when you're being told to hurry up by the French. But we will continue to push for the continuation of Open Skies and that a new bilateral agreement is found as part of a softer Brexit. So we'll push London, we'll push Brussels, that we get a solution that works for the industry.
Can we just talk a little bit about what's happening sort of with Ryanair? This is an ANR, which is a long-term chart of your stock. I'd like to point out to everybody, this is where Kenny joins. sort of where that little white arrow is there, kind of the share price has done nice things. I guess what we can say is we've now got a soft Ryanair in action post your arrival, and being nice to customers certainly works. Expectations are pretty high. Do you think they're too high?
No, I think what you have pulling back from Brexit, the wider narrative is absolutely the same. Low-cost airlines are winning in Europe. More and more consumers and business travellers are just choosing low-cost airlines. And everything about Ryanair, from having the lowest fares, and we've got the lowest fares by a country mile, driven by the lowest cost base in the industry. That's what's winning. And whatever happens with Brexit, that will continue. We've changed probably more than any airline, not just in Europe, in the world, in the past number of years, in terms of the way we've improved the product for customers, and also the way we've embraced digital. So I think investors see the focus on cost. They see the focus on Ryanair knows what it does, and it does one thing very, very well, which is move people from A to B at the lowest cost with the greatest reliability. That doesn't change, and you continue to see legacy carriers struggle, and you will continue to see, even this winter, Alitalia is in its usual mess. Other carriers like Air Berlin in Germany. So there are fantastic opportunities in Europe. We'll keep growing, and we'll keep delivering great returns to shareholders.
How much do you gain when a competitor like British Airlines makes such a huge, disastrous error with its IT? While it was happening, yes, we had a surge in late bookings from customers just wanting to get away to Europe with another airline. So we did see that surge in bookings at the time it was happening. Look, over the longer term, British Airways is a great brand, and like the incident at United, they will recover from this. We've got our IT spread across 3 centres in Europe, so I'm thankful the same thing won't happen to us. So while it's damaging to their brand, I think they'll quickly get back to a version of business as usual. If in the meantime we get some customers switching from British Airways to Ryanair, saying, wow, Ryanair, great service, or the average fare is about a quarter of the British Airways fare, that's a great thing for our business.
Just very quickly, the air show is coming up next week. Boeing's going to produce the new longer version of the MAX, the 100. Do you like it? Do you think you're going to be having some of those?
I saw that yesterday from Reuters, and that's pure speculation in advance of the Paris Air Show, as you'll always get a bit of speculation. Look, we're always talking to Boeing about all their single-aisle aircraft. We like the MAX 200 a lot. That's why we've got over 260 of them in order between now and 2024. We think we'll take all the options that we have on the MAX 200, but we'll keep an open mind in terms of what's the next version of a single-aisle aircraft from Boeing that we'd be interested in. The more important thing is that we see great demand in Europe. So we're going to grow to 200 million passengers between now and 2024. We will look at all types of aircraft from all manufacturers to say what's the most interesting one for Ryanair to continue growing.